You know, Rick, Mike Weber spends so much time doing good work. It's great to get him on camera.
It is. I agree.
Those behind the scenes folks, people don't appreciate him enough.
North Attleboro coming up. Now, do you have any more scheduled?
Well, this would be North Attleboro.
I believe someone just said that.
I was concurring.
They are rocking on top of that fire engine.
They are indeed. Rick, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to go interview the chairman of this year's Founders Day Committee, Cindy Haddad-Drew. I'm going to leave you.
Oh, what a great picture.
Look at all the people out there.
Well, have a good interview.
Okay.
I'll be sitting right here with all my friends.
Rick, the committee chairman this year is Cindy Haddad-Drew. And the co-chairman is Mark Emery.
Has Cindy's been the chair or co-chair for several years, yes?
Yes, she has, absolutely. Also helping out this year are her husband, Steve Drew. He's coordinating the field activities. Dave Fizzler's the man who put together the parade. T-shirts and sweatshirts are available. Doll Carriage Parade. Webmaster is Bob Gillis. I tell you, but I'm here, Rick, with Cindy Haddad-Drew. Welcome, Cindy, again. Seems like I always get to interview. You're always wonderful to come out and talk to me.
Thank you very much.
Beautiful day.
Can't ask for better.
Well, you can't ask for better weather, but you certainly can't ask for enthusiasm. There's a lot of people out here enjoying the parade. I know that the fire trucks are something all the kids look forward to, and we're going to do a little talking before the parade really gets underway with all the nonprofits and other acts. So what acts came in from out of town this year for the parade?
We have the Hartnett band out of Blackstone, Millville area, which is a large, very large band.
Everybody looks forward to them.
Kids, yeah, they're great. This year we have 60 entries in the parade, where in the past we had 50, so we have a bigger parade. A lot of interest, especially with the Salute Our Troops theme. We have people that really just wanted to step forward and be a part of it.
And as part of the Salute the Troops theme, who are the Grand Marshals this year?
The Grand Marshals are Leah. You have the names.
Well, we have the names.
Don't put me on the spot like that.
But isn't it great? Isn't it great that they're
we have 3 World War II veterans that have been selected as our Grand Marshals of the parade this year. 2, I believe, made it. They're in the car, and their names are going to be on the front of the car.
Fantastic.
And great people, very humble.
And of course, tying right into this is the Foxborough Never Forgets, and they're continuing fundraising. In fact, this past week they had the groundbreaking for the memorial. It's going to be permanently placed at the Public Safety Building. What a great thing that is for Foxborough. And Chris Mitchell has done a lot of work in his committee to put that together.
He has, and what's wonderful about that is, I was actually able to see the groundbreaking of it, and what I do know is that they're still in need of $30,000 to complete this memorial. So, if anybody can come on out and help, even if it's not today, in the future, I think it would be a really great tribute.
Well, if part of that, there's a dunk take, and I'll be down there. Will you be getting dunked?
I'm not sure, but I'm looking forward to dunking Kevin Pecos.
Well, Cindy, it's always great talking to you. I know you've got a lot of other duties today. What a great day for a parade. A little sunshine behind the high palms. It'll come out. Great parade, and thank you so much for coming out.
Thank you very much.
Take care.
All right.
Bye.
Around here, right.
Fantastic.
And Brendan Thomas.
And Rick, just as I was talking to Cindy Haddad-Drew about, here come the Grand Marshals of this year's parade. World War II veterans, 2 of them have joined us this year.
We have Leo Chabot who was in the U.S. Army, Ray Malley of the U.S. Army Air Corps, and Philip Clark, also of the U.S. Army Air Corps. I believe at least one of them flew in B-24s, which was the bomber that my father flew in during that war.
And next you saw a couple members of Troop 7 Foxborough, Jack Bellinger and Ethan Hicks, carrying the banner. And here we have our elected representatives, Jay Barrows and Jim Timilty.
Followed by our town's selectmen, our town government, the entire government of our town. The elected board is what keeps our town a family, you know, Bob.
You know, and sometimes it's important to remember they are all volunteers and they're working on our behalf. We elect them to make decisions and to listen, and it's great that they take the time to come up and pray, but even more so that they work so hard on our behalf.
And the columnists should maybe recognize that. Sometimes it's dysfunctional, but we're still a family.
Indeed. Just passing by us was the Church of the Emmanuel. No, just passing by us was the Pandemonia.
Pandemonia. That is?
Rick, did you know that Brownie Troop 80904 is coming along next?
I do, and that consists of a wonderful group of 2nd and 3rd grade girls from the Barrow and Igo elementary schools. The troop is led by Jane Levita and Laurie McGee. The girls meet 2 to 3 times a month and work together in groups. This will be Troop 14's. This will be the troop's 14th year of marching.
14 years.
That's a long march.
You know, it's great to see all these kids growing up, and we're going to be seeing them throughout the parade. And as before the parade began, before we went on the air, there was a jazz band that went through, was there not?
There was a jazz band that went through.
And you know those people?
It was more of a Dixieland band.
They sounded great. Right here is Brownie Troop 80250 and 80971.
I don't see the twirlers, but these are cadets. These are not 13 and 14-year-olds. These could be the daisies.
However, they look
daisies.
They're throwing out candy, and everybody loves a parade, especially when you get candy and free things.
Free candy is
How come they're not throwing it up to us?
Tootsie Rolls.
Tootsie Rolls. Everybody loves a Tootsie Roll. The Knights of Columbus is saluting the chaplains of the armed service. Their float is being driven by Grand Knight Ed Butler.
There he is.
You don't mind if I walk all over your lines, do you?
No, please go. Please do.
Next we have the American Legion Band.
Is this the Waltham? Yep, the Waltham American Legion Band, founded in 1946 by Dot Slammin Hill and her husband Joseph Hill.
Rick, they sounded great.
Yep. They've been here a couple of years anyway.
Next up is the Foxborough JCs.
As we know, and we know most of them, the Foxborough JCs are a dynamic and enthusiastic group that provides civic service to the organized efforts of people in the community. And
they even brought their pony.
They did, and those ponies promote the welfare of Foxborough along with the JCs through active, constructive projects. We also provide membership training in leadership and civic consciousness.
Hi there.
So we now have another float, Rick.
I'm not sure who this is, but I do love it.
That is Salute the Troops, which is, of course, the theme of this year's parade.
Salute the troops, never forget.
And everybody loves an eagle.
A fighting eagle, if it looks like to me.
Rick, we are joined by another person who has a lot to say, Bob Gillis. I'm going to step aside to interview him, and I will leave you to talk about the next group coming up.
If we can
sponsored by
identify them,
Foxborough Federal Savings Bank.
It'll be a wonderful thing. It looks like a band, so if you're going to do some talking, you better get going.
I will.
Whatever you guys want.
Before they get going, the Hartnett middle school marching band will be coming by from Blackstone and Millville.
Columnist for the Foxborough Reporter, also a long-time volunteer in
I know, because I'm being a jerk.
organizations in town. One of them is
All right.
The Foxborough
Founders
JCs.
and the Foxborough Founders Day. While we take a break here to listen to the marching band go by, Rick?
The Heartnet Band is sponsored by Foxborough Federal, as Bob earlier mentioned. The band consists of more than 125 students, grades 7 through 12, and again, as I said, is based out of Blackstone, Millville.
Just turning up the volume a little, Bob, so you can hear what's going on. Well, Bob, while we're taking a break from them,
Yes.
how's Foxborough Founders Day shaping up this year? I know you work hard on their committee.
I am loving it. I'm absolutely loving it. We've been updating the website for the better part of a year, and it's spectacular. I love it. I missed it last year, and it feels so good to be back and just be part of it. It's what our town's all about. I love it. Look at the pride. Look at the pride here. Look at these kids marching in perfect formation. I love it. I love it.
And the great thing about Founders Day is that it's our day, it's our birthday, and it's all run by volunteers. This is not a government function. This is a volunteer organization, volunteer-led and donation-driven.
Yes, very much so. And as we're often telling people, keep the donations coming to the Foxborough Founders Day Committee. You're paying for the fireworks, and you'll see them tonight. They're spectacular. It's a very small group of people who do this. They're very dedicated. They'll be planning next year's event probably next week. So really, it's a small group of people. If you can help them in any way, this is what makes this possible. This is ours. This is beautiful. I love this.
It is a year-round
I love it.
thing, but it's a great day. And if the weather cooperates, it'll be fantastic down at the Booth Field. Come on down for all the activities. I'm sure I'll be seeing you down there.
Count on it. Thank you, Bob. Thank you, everyone. Be generous to the Foxborough Founders Day Committee, please. Welcome to Foxborough. Thank you.
Well, that was a stimulating conversation you gentlemen just had. And while you were doing so, the Elite Dance Center was dancing their way through the parade. Now, they have classes for both children and adults, and they're located on Main Street here in Foxborough. And I believe they also had some dancing dogs, but I'm not sure.
Dancing dogs. Rick, it doesn't get any better.
No, it really doesn't.
There goes the support truck for the elite dancers. I don't think they're going to have much problem with heat exhaustion today. It's not the hottest of days.
I'm not sure, but I believe we know that is this another pandemonium?
This would be the Union Church of South Foxborough and their pandemonium-themed float. For more information on the Union Church of South Foxborough, please feel free to browse their website or click Contact Us, then pastors and staff to call or email the church. And Rick, I don't have the website on me, but I'm sure somebody binged or Googled them. They could find it easily
Bing
enough.
or Google or drive by. Moose Hill Camp. They're dressed in animal costumes and carrying signs about their programs.
There they are.
Moose Hill Camp is where kids and nature connect.
And our Redeemer Child Care Center is a Christian non-denominational child care center located on Main Street in Foxborough. They've been in operation since 2001 and serve children between the ages of 6 weeks to kindergarten. They look so cute in their float. There they are.
Patriotic to the end. Oh, look at this. Oh, I think we missed it.
What did we miss, Rick?
The flag on the back of that float is made out of red, white, and blue handprints.
Oh, that is great. You know, that's one of the nice things about this parade, as with any parades, is you get to see the creativity of the different
And
groups.
there it is, going across your screen.
There it is. You know, Rick, those volunteers of Foxborough Cable Access, they are everywhere. I don't think folks truly understand that all the behind-the-scenes work that goes on to make this broadcast a possibility, starting with producer Mike Everson and all the cast and crew. Our hats off to them. If I was wearing a hat, my hat off to them.
Well, there you go.
There you go.
It takes several hours. You know, the parade might take an hour or so, or a half an hour going by, however long it is. But the folks of the cable access were here at 6 a.m.
And Rick, the best The best is that we have some new things happening, but also the old standbys that we've grown to love and look forward to. And first and foremost is the Norwood Colonial Boys. The Norwood Colonial Boys band has been marching in the Founders Day Parade since its inception. And they've marched in many parades all over New England, and we're lucky and blessed to have them here with us again this year.
And this organization has been around forever. Since the Revolutionary War, I believe. Looking at wasn't it the Revolutionary War they started?
Norwood Colonial Boys.
As they present their colors.
And Rick, heading down the street now is the IGO School. The IGO School is represented today by the IGO Kids Can Make a Different Float. The float is constructed with an assortment of empty cans representing the daily basic items needed. If you
There are
notice
those
the float,
cans right now, Bob. I'm
There
sorry
they
to
are.
interrupt,
No
but those
worries.
are some empty cans.
I think part of the joy of working with you is we can walk all over each other's lines and still have a great time doing it. If you notice, the float is also decorated with over 400 hand-drawn flags, each with its own personal message. Great to see the IGO Kids here.
Great to see the IGO Kids with the blue mohawks. I see two anyway.
Everybody loves candy. And
Coming
Rick,
up-
yep, go
I was
ahead.
just going to tell you that coming up behind the IGO Kids, we have a string of classic cars. The first one, Bill Cass, driving a Ford Mustang.
His 1969 Mustang is the car. It has a lot of history and a lot of heart. As he raises and lowers that, he can't decide if it's going to rain. I can't decide if it's going to rain either today, but it's pretty cool to see. Next one is
Bob Stocks, driving a 71 Volkswagen Bug.
I had a 69 Bug, and I loved that little car until the brakes failed. So here comes Rick. Rick Stocks driving his 1980 Corvette.
I believe what's coming up behind these classic cars is the New Liberty Jazz Band.
This group of musicians came together in the fall of 1980 to test the waters of traditional jazz music. Let's be quiet for a minute and listen to the New Liberty Jazz Band. Rick, the New Liberty Jazz Band came together in 1980 to test the waters of traditional jazz music. They started in a garage, and they turned into a practice hall in the Pelham, New Hampshire area. The session was enjoyed, the music was great, and the decision made to proceed in that direction was unanimous. With great spirit and dedication, they arrived to delight hundreds of thousands of listeners. Hundreds of thousands, Rick.
That's a big number of listeners.
That's a big honking lot of listeners. And they do it at concerts, parades, and special functions. It's great to have the New Liberty Jazz Band come to Foxborough this year.
And you mentioned earlier that prior to the parade, there was a group of young recent graduates playing some Dixieland music.
They looked like they were having a lot of fun.
They were. They're recent graduates of the FHS music program, and they're just they were marching, and they may be around during the day trying to drum up some donations.
But well, why don't we dance on down to the Booth Field and we can catch them there.
And we can put money in the rockets.
Right here we have the Bethany Church. Bethany Church, flatbed truck with musicians and children and adults. Rick, I could not have said that any better.
Well, I don't think you did say it better, but they are promoting their vacation Bible school, which is coming up this August.
August 15th and 19th. Yes, and this year's theme is Veggie Tales. Bethany Church, of course, is an integral part of Foxborough. In addition to all the services and the youth group and all the good community work. They also sponsor Troop 7 and Pack 70, the Boy Scouts and the Cub Scouts.
And drumming on their float was one of my old friends, Mackenzie Viventi.
And I don't know what's more shocking, the fact that we have a beautiful day for a parade or the fact that you have friends.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da.
Rick, the Burl Elementary School is right behind
in front of us.
Right in front of us and right behind the Bethany. The Mabel M. Burl School is one of 3 neighborhood schools in Foxborough. Burl serves approximately 400 children from pre-K through 4th. The building provides a safe, clean, attractive environment which includes a full cafeteria, library, auditorium, gymnasium, playground. Each student has access to computers and the internet directly in the classroom and in the mini lab. This year they march to support our troops.
And as you know, as we discussed earlier, my Foxborough hat has Burl stitched across the
Your
back.
children are Burl alum.
Burl alum.
Pack 70 is next. They hold their meetings on the 3rd Tuesday of each month, and they hold them at the Bethany Congregational Church. Actually, I believe they hold them on Thursday. The troop is open for boys 6 to 10. We do many fun events such as Frisbee golf, fishing derby, and the Paw Sox game, to name a few. They are marching with their flag, the American flag, and 2 chuck wagons. Love the chuck wagons.
And right behind them it is Troop 7. What can you tell me about them?
Well, when we get to Troop 7, we'll talk about them. There they are, and they're waving at us. How nice. Oh, I got plunked. They try to have fun, and they should come down to the Booth Playground and dunk me in the water tank if they want to do that.
Well, if they're going to throw candy, I wish they would throw it to me.
Here at Troop 7, you'll gain physical, mental, emotional, and moral fitness, and you'll learn how to live the Scout Oath and the Scout Law. They promise to try their very best to make every step of their Scout journey organized, safe, and fun. It's a boy-led troop using the patrol method under the advisement of adults. Troop 7 Foxborough is sponsored by the Bethany.
Oh, thank you for that lollipop.
There you
You're
go,
very
my
kind
friend.
and generous.
You know, Rick, one of the great things about Foxborough is that scouting is strong. We have Cub Scouts, Girl Scouts, Brownies, and Boy Scouts. Next up will be Pack 116. They've constructed a float to look like a ship.
And I'm sure, with a helicopter.
A helicopter. Cub Scouting is a program for 1st through 5th grade boys.
And there they are.
If your son is a 1st grader or 7 years old, he and your family are invited to join the fun and learning activities of Cub Scouts.
Tiger, Bobcat, Weeblo,
Bear, don't forget
Wolf,
the bears.
and Bear. There's the ship, all right, and there's a helicopter flying behind it. Nice job.
What
nice
a cool
job.
float.
Very nice job.
Everybody salute Scouts.
That is a nice job.
That helicopter is probably giving a weather report. The eye in the sky saying it's going to be pretty good weather. Right
Who's
behind
next?
them
It looks
is
like Lowen's.
Lowen's family-owned little shop on Bird Street.
Oh my goodness, look at him. That's a tall drink of water.
That is something. I love a parade.
Texas tall and slim as a branding iron.
There you go. All these great kids work at Lowen's Little Shop, and they've been on Bird Street now for over a year. They specialize in homemade baked goods, sandwiches, and soups.
And great cannolis.
You gotta love a cannoli. The Crayon Terra Pipe Band is sponsored by Robert's Funeral Home. Let's take a listen to the Grand Terra Pipe Band. If you look closely, you'll see our own Bruce Robertson there. And here we have Troop 32 Foxborough, sponsored by the American Legion. They're carrying a large American flag showing their true spirit, Scout spirit, and spirit in America, supporting our troops.
I see Tigger And I see poo.
Well, then that must be AJT Supplies, located on Neponset Street. AJT Supplies for all your granite, stone, and Rick, I don't know if you know this, but I just got my mulch from AJT.
No, I didn't.
Yes,
Well, I
and
noticed their phone number is 1-877-4-MULCH.
Well, they deliver for free in the Foxborough area.
Really?
Yes, they do.
Got mulch?
I've got a lot of things.
And mulch is one of them.
One of the Massachusetts Army National Guard is coming down the street next. Take pride in our troops and support our National Guard. 1-800-GO-GUARD.
And it looks to me like the next float or the next participant in our parade is the Foxborough Lions Club.
Always a mainstay. The Foxborough Lions Club goes by the motto of Lions Gives Sight by conducting vision screenings, equipping hospitals and clinics, and distributing medicine and raising awareness of eye disease. Lions work toward their mission of providing vision for all. They have extended their commitment to sight conservation through countless local efforts and through their international Sight First program, which works to eradicate blindness. Foxborough Lions Club will, of course, be down at the booth field with free sight evaluations. So come on down to the booth and check out the Lions. Did you hear the lion roaring?
I did not.
Maybe it's because I was talking too much.
Way too much. All right, coming up is the Taylor School.
Well, the Taylor School is one of the 3 neighborhood elementary schools. My children went to Igo, yours went to the Borough. Taylor is now represented with a pickup truck decorated nicely. And they're encouraging folks to send a postcard to our troops.
That's a good idea.
You know, and one of the things I always enjoy is reading the Foxborough Reporter, and Bev Lord writes about her son and, of course, daughter-in-law. They recently got married. Writing of their deployments overseas, and it's so nice that they've been able to come back safe to the States and are now being deployed down south.
Now, I don't think you can read their banner, but I believe it says, "Thank you for protecting our country."
But you can definitely see the next banner coming by on the Foxborough Cable Access wide shot of our own flag. Rick, I don't know if everybody at home is going to know what this vehicle is coming, but I'm going to tell you it's Jack Tobacute driving his 1959 Volkswagen Dun Buggy. Is that what that really is, a Dun Buggy? That's a 1930 Model A pickup truck, isn't it?
I believe you.
And folks can usually see that parked up on Route 1, Hattigan's Fuel.
So that would be Ed Schnurr, not.
He originally bought that for $500. That's $2 million of the cost of 1/4 of a new town hall to you and me. Has a 4-cylinder engine with a 3-speed manual transmission. Has a top speed of
55. Let's keep it safe.
There you go.
Now coming up, and you just heard their weapons fire. It's the Mass Volunteer Infantry Band, a Civil War reenactment group. They try to recreate with historical accuracy the life and times of the American Civil War. They're loading up now.
Uh-oh. Oh, the kids, hold your ears. They're going to get ready to fire off a volley. Rick, this is Division 4, and since I stole Division 3 from you, perhaps you'll take the honors and do Division 4 for me?
I'd be happy to take Division 4, and it's the Winslow Shire. Oh, I'll wait for after this volley. Boom.
You're a wise man, because we are volunteer professionals here at Foxborough Cable Access and been doing this for many a moon.
What we've got in front of us now is the Winslow Shire Renaissance group.
Looks like they're having fun.
Yeah, they're marching in Renaissance-era clothing, in case you weren't sure. They're a nonprofit group that raises money for the Winslow Farm Animal Sanctuary over in Norton.
Next up, we have Sergi Electric. And it looks like they're paying tribute to our troops with their float.
Yeah.
I do believe I recognize an old fan favorite here, Foxborough Lawnmower.
That is a favorite, and that may be where my lawnmower is going soon.
Foxborough Lawnmower for all of your small engine repair work. Here comes some interesting vehicles that you don't see every day of the week.
No, you don't.
A little beach combing.
That has got to be a tiresome job, combing a beach.
I think that green vehicle would have been good to follow behind the horse instead of making our poor director, Michael Weber, go out there with Cindy Hadda-Drew to do the dirty work.
It was good to see him work for a change.
And here's Paul Dean coming up next on the South Foxborough Community Center's float.
Now he's pulling a tractor, as you can see.
Well, Paul Dean has a collection of tractors, and yeah, it's funny. Foxborough has many different groups and organizations, but it also is made up of people. And I know that Steve Drew has quite a collection in his garage of antique thises and that's. And Paul Dean, not only does he do small engine repair, but he has an interest in antique tractors. Always great to see him out here. Rick, do you believe this could be Liberty Tax Service?
I'm not sure. I think there's some interlopers here.
Well, you know, Rick, the nice thing about this parade is that it brings out an opportunity for folks who have antique vehicles and refurbished vehicles to show their stuff and to display their collection.
Now, so these Fords have not been in the parade for
at least a year.
No, I believe it's 10 years.
10 years.
And I also believe we have tax service coming to us.
Was that Don Vinton's 1932 Ford Hot Rod that just passed us?
That may have been.
So, Rick, after Liberty Tax Service, I do believe we have that pickup truck that we were looking for.
You have the eyes of an eagle.
I've been
and
told
what you're doing with them, I don't know.
Well, anybody who's been on the field when I umpire or I referee basketball would beg to defer with you, but beg to disagree with you. But we're going to say Mansfield Oil just went by.
I would say that, and I'll also say that I'm lost on my script.
You know, Rick, the best thing about working with you, my friend, is we don't need no stinking scripts.
We don't need no stinking scripts.
We don't need no scripts. What we need is a beautiful day, lots of great people.
Tribute in stone.
And that's sponsored by the Fidelco Guide Dog Foundation, or they're sponsoring the Fidelco Guide Dog Foundation. Guide dogs are raised to serve those who need help. Here's Morrison Beggs. Morrison Beggs Mime and Company.
You're getting ahead of yourself as always.
Am I really?
Yeah. I wanted to say that in the Fidelco Guide Dogs and Puppies, there are a couple of guide dogs and puppies in the back of that pickup.
Now we're at Morrison Beggs.
They're participating in support of Foxborough Never Forgets in their effort to establish a 9/11 memorial at the Public Safety Building. Morrison Beggs is owned and operated by John Ricker of Foxborough. They're a full-service monument company, from war memorials to gravestones and pet markers. They also do granite signs.
Now we have Don Vinton, his 1932 Ford.
It's got a 358 cubic inch motor and a 9-inch rear end. I'm not sure what that means, but this car took 5 years to build. A 9-inch.
9 years, wow.
What more can you say?
Here comes a fun little vehicle. I don't know if that's a... It's not a Mini Cooper, but it
is mini.
It is mini.
Here come the Marines.
Semper Fi. And of course, the Marines have a recruiting station right down here in downtown Foxborough. It's been great to have them and be a part of Foxborough. And how appropriate for them to be in our parade with Salute Our Troops being the theme.
Now, one of those motorcycle riders has the greatest mustache in Foxborough.
Maybe that, but nobody can beat the beard of Rick and Bob. Central Street Garage, of course, take care of all your towing needs.
Take care of all your hearing needs.
If you ever need a tow, call Central Street Garage. You know, Rick, as the parade winds up, we're going to be going down to the Booth Field, and
Yes.
I'll be seeing you in the dunk tank. I'll be at the dunk tank as the Foxborough Never Forgets raises money to finish the funding for the memorial that's being constructed at the Foxborough Public Safety Building.
Oh, Pasella Disposal's on its way by.
Rick, as we do this parade every year, I always enjoy seeing you, but also the folks coming out and all the great participants. But as with every parade and all good things, this too must end.
Well, one of the things that I like as we saw that truck just go by is how the businesses are participating, and also, as in that case, they are encouraging you to support worthy causes like cancer.
Well,
Cancer research.
you know, the important thing of coming down to the Booth Field is that all the nonprofit organizations in Foxborough will be there. This is their prime fundraising opportunity. So if you haven't already made your plans for the day, or if you're watching this past year and you're getting ready for future Founders Day, make your way down to the Booth Field, because that's where you should be on today, Foxborough's birthday.
I do want to say that the weather is, you know, a little bad, but certainly nothing to keep you away from the booth. So come on down, have some fun, support some causes, and dump my partner in the dunk tank.
So no matter where you are, if you're watching us streaming live, if you're watching us in subsequent years, or if you're watching us live today, Foxborough, Massachusetts, a great place to be. Foxborough Founders Day, a great day, and the Booth Playground is where you should be. On behalf of Rick, my friend Plasmati, I'm Bob Hickey. On behalf of Mike Everson, the producer, and all the Foxborough Cable Access volunteers who brought this broadcast to you and made today possible, thank you. Have a great day, and see you.
Thanks, everyone. It's been fun.
Welcome to Foxborough Founders Day 2012. I'm Bob Hickey along with my co-host Rick Plasmati. Rick, a pleasure to see you on this beautiful day.
It's always a pleasure to see you, Bob. It's always a pleasure to be here for the parade, and we have a good turnout.
We have a great day and a great turnout. I see that the sidewalks are packed and the parade is making its way down to us. We have a few minutes before the first set of sirens get to us.
Well, the sirens are here, I believe. That always means we have a few minutes when we won't be talking, and the audience smiles.
And the audience smiles. Well, it's a great day to smile on a beautiful Founders Day. Rick, last year with the rain, it was great to see everybody still coming out, and this year with the sunshine, it's sort of our reward for having intestinal fortitude, if you will, to come out year after year. And thank you everybody who is watching at home on Foxborough Cable 8 or Cable 39. We're streaming
on www.fcatv.org/live. We've got our scripts. We hear the sirens.
That's great. Of course, to lead off every Founders Day parade is the cavalcade of police and fire apparatus.
Yeah.
Before we get to that, I'd just like to give a shout out to everybody who's been working so hard. The Founders Day committee this year bringing to us, it is an all-volunteer committee, and the town benefits greatly. This is our birthday, if you will, and later on we're going to be interviewing Cindy Haddad-Drew, who is the chairperson of this year's committee. Of course, Cindy owns City's Jewelers, and she, along with Steve, are community fixtures here in Foxborough.
And I believe the actual birthday of the town is June 10th, and so Founders Day is always the Saturday closest to that date, and maybe Cindy can confirm that.
Well, I'm sure she could.
If you don't mind, I'll send a personal shout-out to my great-nephews Blaze, Brody, and Connor.
A personal shout-out to Blaze,
taking
Brody,
advantage,
and Connor.
Taking advantage of this opportunity.
Well, I will do the same thing to my children, Katie and Kevin, and niece, Aria, who's just come to Foxborough and looking to settle in the area. So
nice,
it's,
great.
It's a beautiful community, and it's sort of reinforcing when people come here and they recognize how special it is here.
Yeah. I know we moved here in 93 and couldn't be happier.
I moved here in 1993, and I couldn't be happier. It's very
good karma.
Yin and yangish. Of course, leading the parade coming down the street now, as everybody can see, is our very own police department, represented by the Motorcycle Brigade. Chief O'Leary does a great job of managing the troops, and of course, all the participants are volunteers as well. So let's sit back and enjoy our police.
Enjoy the show. Roll call. Now, in one of Foxborough's fire trucks, Mike Wences will be celebrating his 13th anniversary, 13th year of riding in the truck. His brother Tim and his wife Jean came up from New York, and this is the 13th year that he'll be riding in the truck, so happy 13 to Mike Wences.
Well, it's always great seeing Mike up here. I know that he and his family look forward to it, and he loves having the privilege of riding as a right up on the top.
There's Cindy blowing that horn. That's a nice personal delivery, isn't it?
Well, as well she should.
I see Smokey Bear.
That is Smokey the Bear coming to town on the Clydesdale. Smokey, of course, looks out for all of our best interests and making sure that we are safe and don't have forest fires. And I do see that they are. He is riding atop the old steamer. Rolled out of our steamer shed and making its annual appearance in the Founders Day Parade. Old Foxborough's oldest piece of fire equipment.
That is a nice shot. Look at the shot you're seeing on your screen right now. I love Smokey Bear.
Go get him, Smokey.
Those are very, very dramatic animals, those horses.
I saw as they were preparing them earlier, and very, very impressive the size and just the breadth of their presence. Amazing animals. And here we have our own Fire Chief Roger Hatfield. It's not the Keystone Cops, it's our executive brigade. Of course, that was Deputy Chief Bagley and the other captains and leadership of the Foxborough Fire Department, and the great job they do day in, day out.
The Squad 4 truck. This is a new siren I have not heard.
Well,
I have heard plenty of sirens. Squad 1. Coming around the corner. This is a nice shot. Oh, that's cute. This is Squad 2. And coming at us, I hope he turns. Squad 3, filled with kids, happy kids. And if you look at the back of the Squad 3 truck, you'll see not only the firefighter logo, but the Patriots logo as well.
Well, of course, Rick Foxborough is proud to be home with the New England Patriots, and it's nice to see it on display on our fire apparatus.
Ladder 26, coming through town.
Rick, I will say the young man is doing a very good job of blowing that horn.
Yeah.
The firefighter in training.
There'll be no complaints.
That's right.
Rescue 1.
Rescue 1 is rather quiet today.
Yes. But luckily we have, I think, rescue 2 or 3, and they've got their sirens going for us.
Rick, I tell you, that never gets old. We have a wonderful, dedicated crew of firefighters, and the equipment they have
I
just
agree.
shows Foxborough's dedication to public safety. And here we have,
The Antique, Engine 2.
I think that's the replacement ladder truck.
And you'll see behind it the Massachusetts Forest Fire Council truck. Control, not council.
And after
Attleboro
Foxborough comes all of the other
Attleboro
communities that come
makes
out
the
to
scene.
Foxborough.
is a big truck Raynham has. The Pole, Walpole, Massachusetts, my hometown.
Well, it is wonderful to see the other communities coming out to celebrate our Founders Day celebration.
Norfolk.
Excuse me?
Norfolk. Norfolk. Mansfield comes around the corner, and now we've got, it looks like a Chiefs car.
Rick, I would say that the flashy lights and the loud siren would indicate that, yes, that is a Chiefs car.
That is a fire official. Here come two Plainville apparati. Make that 3. I have to tell you, Bob, it's difficult for me not to join in on these sounds. I just want to whoop it up.
Rick, I'm sitting back and enjoying not only your commentary, but the sirens, which I know I can't compete with.
I love this. Here comes Rentham. What do we have here?
Well, I hear the town of Rentham did an override, and with that, they were able to purchase their newest piece of equipment.
Is it this one? I don't think so. I'm loving these.
Danvers.
That's a long trip to come down here.
That's a beautiful fire truck.
That really is.
You know, Rick, I guess we can honestly say they don't make them like that anymore.
Yeah, well, they don't make them like they used to. A pink ambulance. Making aware of breast cancer.
That's right. Well, Rick, I tell you what, that concludes the first part of the parade, and I'm going to go get ready for my interview with Cindy Hatta-Drew, who is the chairperson of the Foxborough Founders Day Committee.
All right, so while you're crawling out of our truck, I'll tell you that from humble beginnings, Foxborough Founders Day has grown into a wonderful celebration of civic pride and a chance for the community to come together for a day of fun, food, and fellowship sandwiched between pageantry of this parade and an awesome display of fireworks tonight. Foxborough-based organizations and businesses are encouraged to build upon this theme as they prepare their entries for the parade. Many will carry the theme over to their field activities. Every civic and religious organization in town is encouraged to participate in the field festivities and raise funds for their various organizations by selling food, running games or raffles, or selling novelties and other products. Local businesses and individuals are encouraged to support the festivities with cash donations to cover the cost of the parade and fireworks, as well as the field activities. Together, the people and businesses of Foxborough will show the rest of the world why we call Foxborough home sweet home. Here now is Cindy Hatta-Drew, chairperson of this year's Founders Day Committee. So take it away, Bob.
Thank you, Rick. Thank you for taking the time to talk about the origins of Foxborough Founders Day. And so from the old to the new and the current day, Cindy Hatta-Drew, who's been gracious enough to take the time once again to come speak with us. Cindy, what a beautiful day this is.
Oh, can't beat it. It's awesome, and we are so blessed with this wonderful weather that we've had first time in 3-4 years.
Well, you know that's true, and at the same time, I don't remember ever the bad weather. I only remember the good things. And look at all the people coming out, and I understand that this year's parade is chock full of stuff. Can you just start
it's
on
amazing.
us?
Yeah, coming up, we have the high school band, and they just do an amazing job every year. And our grand marshals of the parade this year are Ted Inman from the class of 1935, representing the cast, and Debbie Spinelli our superintendent of schools representing the present, and a lot of school floats, and a lot of work has gone into everything that everybody's done. Amazing turnout. I think it's the biggest parade ever.
Well, you do so much work on this, and this year's theme, of course, is Founders Day. Foxborough schools, past and present. But of course, the day doesn't end with the parade. This is only the beginning. We have the entire field activities. Why don't you touch a little bit there?
Yeah, this year we have a helicopter that's in from Vietnam, from the Marines, and we also have the cow chip bingo, which is a favorite. We have the strawberry shortcake and the clam cakes from.
Well, I love all the things on the field, and of course National Guard is going to be there with a rock climber. There's going to be a dunk tank, and I'm going to help out with that a little bit later on, so maybe I'll see folks down on the field.
Come on down, show your support for Founders Day and all the other nonprofit organizations that are down there.
Cindy, it's been great seeing you. Have a great day. I know you're so busy. Let's head to parade.
All right.
Very nice interview. Thank you very much. And we just saw the color guard go by, the VFW color guard with the colors. Coming up right now on your screen, coming around the corner, is the Foxborough High School Marching Band. The Warrior Marching Band in color guard is part of a rich tradition of excellence. The 85-member group performs at all home football games and rallies in the fall season, and also marches in the annual Memorial Day and Founders Day parades in the spring. Mairead Leahy and Coupé Vacheron are the drum majors this year, and they have done a great job with this band. It's always a great one. So congratulations to the band for a great year, Steve Massey, and all the teachers.
And you just saw Graham Marshall coming up the street, driven by Margaret Roberts. It is Mr. Inman, who is representing the oldest graduates here in Foxborough. Graduated in 1935.
And there's Debbie Spinelli representing the current and future.
Debbie, of course, does a great job leading our schools, having taken over just this past year, and with all the work that's gone on, much credit goes to the past administration, but such good things are coming down the pike for the new administration. And so, and of course, we saw Foxborough Troop 7, who just walked by us with the Founders Day banner, and more representatives of Foxborough Troop 7 bringing the town seal.
Following them,
one of those first kids was my son.
No, I didn't know that.
Absolutely.
Very talented.
Thank you.
Here come the selectmen. Governing body of Foxborough, the elected board is what keeps our town a family. Sometimes a dysfunctional family, but a family nevertheless.
I wouldn't call us a dysfunctional family. We just have issues. Also representing our area is Senator Jim Timothy, who unfortunately could not be with us today.
Oh, that's too bad, but I did see Barrows.
And we have Ashley Shaves, who is...
Ashley Shaves is Miss Foxborough, and her princess, Isabella Dumont, crowned Miss Foxborough on April 21st. She'll be competing in Miss Mats at the end of this month.
And here we have the BIT. This float is brought to us by the 3 combined elementary schools, the Borough, Igo, and Taylor. There are over 1,000 stars in this float that every child in the 3 schools answered the question, what do I love about my school? So there's a lot of student effort here.
Indeed,
kindergartners are seated on the float, and the founding members of the school's namesake, as well as the principals, are also standing on the float. Well done.
The students. The school system here, I just think is very good.
And of course, our theme this year is Foxborough schools, past and present. And so, how fitting is it that the 3 elementary schools got together and decided to do a tri-school float this year? It was built by parent volunteers. And it's, of course, an integral part of our Founders Day parade.
And it's good to have it at the beginning of the parade.
Rick, it is such a beautiful day out here.
Now, I can't tell. Is that John Haddigan driving a 53 Dodge? I don't believe so.
This does not look like a 53 Dodge. But it is.
It is. Tremendous. And they are followed by the New Liberty Jazz Band.
This group of musicians came together in the fall of 1980 to test the waters of traditional jazz music in a garage turned practice hall in Pelham Way, New Hampshire. Let's sit back and listen to the New Liberty Jazz Band.
Let's do that. Coming up the street right now, the 7th District Masons are one of the oldest fraternities in the world. Some of America's greatest leaders have been members of the order, and that includes George Washington, Ben Franklin, John Hancock, John Wayne, Harry Truman, and many others. You'll see now the Foxborough Lions Club I-Mobile. Lions give sight by conducting vision screenings, equipping hospitals and clinics, distributing medicine, and raising awareness of eye disease. The Lions work toward their mission of providing vision for all. They've extended their commitment to sight conservation through countless local efforts and through their international Sight First program. There's the I-Mobile.
Of course, the Foxborough Lions Club is a key part of the Foxborough community. They do a lot of good work, and they'll be down in the field also giving out free health screenings.
Well, that's good to know.
Here, of course, is Mr. Green, one of our leaders, and also does a great job raising money for many, many causes.
Well, coming right towards you on your screen, ladies and gentlemen, is Elite Dance, and they are dancing their way through the parade. Elite Dance Center offers classes for both children and adults. They offer many styles of dance, including hip-hop, ballet, tap, Zumba, which I know is your favorite style, Irish step, acrobatics, belly dancing, and more. Birthday parties for all ages, as well as wedding dance instruction. I wish I had known that back in the day.
Oh, I do know, Rick, that the world is not ready for my belly dancing, so I'm going to stick with the Zumba.
But I did notice your belly was dancing earlier.
Well, that's only because you are a very funny man and you said something witty. Wow, what a large troop.
One of the dancers just gave us some candy, so there's our
Rick, it shows that
nutritious breakfast.
It's about time we got respected and we're fed.
It is about time.
It's not about respect, it's just about being fed.
That's it. You know who would respect us?
Up next, of course, we have Jim Darlington towing.
No, it's Dorlington. I'm reading my script. It's Jim Dorlington. There's another fella named Jim Darlington.
But of course, everybody in Foxborough knows Jim Darlington. He's towing his trailer with a Pro 4 modified race car on it.
If only he had a siren he could blow. There he goes. There he is. Nice wave, Jim.
Of course, a longtime volunteer with Foxborough Cable Access.
Yep. Look at that car.
And of course, all of the production today is being brought to you by volunteers. Foxborough Cable Access is a great way to get involved in your community. Come down and visit our studio today. We have an open house from 3 to 5 p.m. right in the middle of town here on our new location on Central Street. Come on
beautiful. Now, sponsored by the Foxborough Federal, you just saw their banner go by. This is the F.W. Hartnett Band. More than 125 students in grades 7 through 12, based out of Blackstone, Millville.
Well, the 125 students strong. Let's sit back and listen to the F.W. Hartnett Band.
Coming up is Miss Norfolk County, Taylor Kinsler, newly crowned. riding with her princess. If you
Princess
can look
Lindsay.
in there, there she is, Princess Lindsay, in a convertible Miata provided by Jim Palumbo.
Lindsay Andrews.
And now,
Rick, Mass Attack Roller Derby is coming up the street.
MARD.
Or not. This, of course, is Troop 32 Foxborough. Troop 32, sponsored by American Legion. They are proudly representing scouting in Foxborough, and look at those fine uniforms. So it's great to see them coming out here carrying Old Glory.
Celebrating 100 years of scouting.
Troop 32, Foxborough.
Sadly, it appears that the Mass Attack Roller Derby has not, and either they've been repositioned or they did not make it.
Well, Rick, I hear that as the Mass Attack Roller Derby girls were coming up from Rhode Island, that they were stopped at the border because there was some issue of showering. I can't understand what it was. But,
Really?
Yes.
They were showered with praise.
Showered with praise, and maybe because last night the Mass Attack Roller Derby team probably had a bout, and maybe they didn't make it out alive.
It could be.
Roller Derby is a rough and tumble sport, Rick.
It is, especially as led by Jam Dizzle and Tofu Typhoon.
And of course, for those of you at home who are wondering why we're talking about it, it's because we just wanted to be able to say Jam Dizzle and Tofu Typhoon.
And we wonder if Jam and Tofu danced the Zumba.
Right now, Rick, we see the 20th Mass Voluntary Infantry. This band is a Civil War reenactment group. They try to recreate with historical accuracy the life and time of the American Civil War. Their mission is to inform the public about our Civil War heritage.
And if you look closely, you'll see that their uniforms are very authentic. And they're made out of wool, and they are probably very, very, very hot. Coming up now, around the corner, you'll see Cub Scout Pack 70.
Cub Scout Pack 70, of course, is sponsored by the Bethany Church. They meet on Thursday nights, and they're always looking for youngsters in elementary school who are looking to come out, make a difference. Of course, this morning, Pack 70 finished their project of installing and dedicating a commemorative plaque for Carl Cush, our longtime veterans agent, postmaster, and the man who, along with Paul Godin, a volunteer at Foxborough Cable Access, is responsible for bringing the Payne School from its old location and saving it and placing it behind Town Hall. So Carl Cush will not be soon forgotten, and it was great that Pack 70, James Krause, leading the project along with helpers Liam Sweeney and Joshua Maynard, to make sure that our community never forgets the work that Carl did.
Did you notice the two wagons the troop was pulling, both representing Angry Bird?
Angry Bird. Well, I know that it was just a week ago they had their Chuck Wagon Derby down at the Mill Street facility. What a great facility down there for use by scouts and the community as a whole. And of course, with the summer season approaching, the town swimming pool will be open, so people should contact the recreation department if they want to get their membership and bring the kids down and enjoy a dip in the pool.
That sounds like a very good idea. And
Right. Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, you go.
Right now we have Cub Scout Pack 116. They've constructed a float to look like a ship. This troop out of the Taylor School, of course, they participate in events like rocket launches, the Pinewood Derby, and Rain Gutter Regatta.
Both of
Campouts.
Sorry.
Campouts, much more. Cub Scouting is a program for 1st through 5th grade boys. If your son is in the 1st grade or 7 years old, he and your family are invited to join the fun and learning adventures of Cub Scouts.
I don't know if you know this, but I was a Pinewood Derby official.
Officially what?
Right. Jim Swift driving a 65 Mustang. And it is smooth.
It is in sweet condition. Of course, Rick, you know that Ford makes that vehicle.
I do know that. Thank you for pointing that out.
Rick, the Foxborough Girl Scouts are celebrating 100 years of Girl Scouting. Look closely at this next group coming up, and you'll see uniforms spanning the ages.
That's going to be nice. Okay, folks, so pay attention to your screens.
Rick, did you know that this year is the 100th anniversary of Girl Scouting and that the founder was Juliette Lowe? She began it in Savannah, Georgia in March of 1912. Of course, this information comes as courtesy of our very own Diane Monahan, of course, the library, and a proud volunteer, longtime volunteer on the board of directors of Foxborough Cable Access. To celebrate this anniversary, Rick, some of the Foxborough Girl Scouts are wearing vintage uniforms. The uniforms span the years 1931 through 1977. The earliest uniform from 1931 belonged to Ruth Newis Nolan, who was a member of the first Girl Scout troop in Foxborough. Each girl is carrying a pennant with the year of her particular uniform.
You know, Bob, you are a font of knowledge.
If this was written in a bigger font, I'd be able to share more knowledge. But
yeah, it's a pretty small font.
Anyway, thank you, Diane, for sharing that with us.
Here come the daisies. That's Daisy Troop 65395. That's a lot of troops. That's a lot of daisies.
And of course, all the Boy Scout, Cub Scout, Daisies, and Girl Scouts shows that Foxborough is alive and well, scouting is alive and well in Foxborough. It's a great chance for all kids to become a part of their community and learn about being part of a group, doing community service, and having a great time. So if there's anything that Rick and I could say to encourage you and your families to get involved with scouting, we would say it.
My boys both enjoyed scouting, and reflecting back, did very well in both the Pinewood Derby and the Gutter Regatta.
Now I have to ask the question, of course, Rick, did you assist your son with his Pinewood Derby vehicle?
Nope. And yet they did very well.
Very good. Rick?
All right, I did.
There you go. The Family Child Care Professionals of Foxborough are a network of licensed child care providers that provide child care in their homes. They are marching today with their clients. Well, it's great to see them coming out, and it's
Here
nice
comes
to
the
know
Blue Wave.
that
Foxborough
Blue
JCs.
Wave.
I know that you like to talk about the JCs.
Why, indeed I do. I've been a member since 1993. The Foxborough JCs, however, have been a part of our community since 1961. They are a dynamic and enthusiastic group that provides civic service through the organized efforts of the people of the community and promote the welfare of Foxborough and its citizens through active, constructive projects. We, and I'll say we, also provide our membership training in leadership and civic consciousness. Folks, I'd just like to say that the JCs are a huge part of the field activities as part of Foxborough as well. They meet on the second Wednesday of every month at 8 o'clock p.m. at the South Foxborough Community Center.
And, if I may interrupt, they put on a good dog and pony show.
That, of course, is Julie Grant, who teaches in our Hearn School, and she's been a member since 1995.
And speaking of the Ahern, here's the Ahern Float. Constructed by parents, staff, and student volunteers, it represents the many activities and clubs at the John J. Ahern School. The Ahern Broadcasting Club. I believe FCA is a very big help to them.
You know, Rick, Foxborough Cable Access is a partner with the schools, and they have a morning news show that's been well supported. Michael Weber, our executive director, of course, has been working very close with them, and it's a great product. It's great to see.
We just saw, or now you see still on your screen, or that second, was Peter Haddad driving a 69 Ford Mustang Fastback.
Rick, that, of course, is constructed by Ford.
Thank you.
Now we see the Norwood Colonial Boys Band. They've been marching in the parade since the first one. They've marched in many parades all over New England, but now let's take a second, sit back and listen to the Colonial Boys.
And enjoy their outfits. If I'm not mistaken, Bob, I think that is Miss Commonwealth, Lee Ann Stutz. She was first runner-up at Miss Foxborough, and a week later would win the crown of Miss Commonwealth. She's joined by her princess, Carrigan, and coordinator, Saritha Nobbin. People are throwing candy at us again.
I hope that's not in anger, but enjoy.
At least it's not tomatoes.
The Colonial Boys are looking great this year, Rick.
Yep. Looking great and sounding great.
Indeed. Speaking of looking great, of course, Miss Foxborough is now Miss Commonwealth. So it's great that she was able to take time out of her busy schedule and join us. And of
nice
course,
crown.
Following
Our cause is community. Go,
And-
we missed the Boy Scout Troop 7, sponsored by Bethany.
They're walking a little too closely
Too
together for us, but what are you
close.
going to do?
The Church of Emmanuel came by, inviting children from age 3 to 5 to take part in their Sky-themed Kids Week, July 16th to 20th.
So now we have the Foxborough Agricultural Commission. They're exhibiting early education tasks that include farm chores on their float.
We missed Jeff Vito in his 67 Mustang.
Which, of course, is constructed by.
Ford?
It's great to see the Agricultural Commission out.
Yeah. A lot of my family were farmers
Where
up
they were,
in New
as
Hampshire.
was mine, down in Virginia.
Well, there you go. Wherever you go, there you are. The Quaker Hill School.
Now we have the New England Antique Tractor and Truck, or also known as NAATTA, is assembled a float of all remaining graduates from the Payne School. They're also represented by an assortment of tractors. And now we have the Foxborough Regional Charter School, represented today by their baton twirlers.
Following them are Noreen and Julius Kiff. Husband and wife team are seen here today riding two 1952 Columbia 5-star matched bike sets. Mrs. Kiff is a Foxborough High graduate of 1962.
Great looking bikes, and here come a great looking group of kids, the Taylor School Twirlers, showing their talent and dressed in very patriotic flag shirts.
Good twirling.
Nice sunny music for a beautiful day.
Someone's rocking.
Next up, Rick, we see the Our Redeemer,
Is this Our Redeemer
Child
Child
Care
Care?
Center. Yes.
They're represented today by a float that they dedicate to one of their students. The student has been admitted to Children's Hospital for the past 6 months to battle leukemia. They'll be passing out cancer awareness ribbons.
Rick, of course, cancer affects everybody in one form or another, and it's sad to see, but it's great to see the community coming together and that school coming together for their friend.
And she couldn't be in a better hospital.
Rick Stocks, of course, is coming by driving his 1980 Corvette, and Rick, that is not built by Ford.
Again, you seem to know everything.
I'm a wealth of knowledge.
However, there is a Ford, a 1930 Ford, very patriotically decorated with our flag.
And Rick, the best part of it is that they wrote 1930 very large so that you and I can see that. It's much appreciated.
Here are more antiques.
And a couple having fun in the rumble seat.
And what's good is antiques and tattoos. They go together like, Bob, anything?
I'm not
Anything?
sure how you know that, but I'll go with you on it.
Now this I like.
And my GT.
No, that was GTO, but thank you for singing.
Dun-dun-dun-dun.
We don't know where we are right now, folks.
I know where I'm at.
Where are you?
I'm in Foxborough enjoying a wonderful Founders Day with my friend Rick Plasmati as we take a quick break in the action. Just to remind everybody that the day is only beginning. There's going to be live music on the stage down at the Booth Playground from 12 noon to 4 o'clock. The Crisis featuring Ken Appel is going to be live for your entertainment action. So come on down to the field, bring a little cash, have a lot of fun.
Ken Appel makes great music.
Right now we have the Union Church of South Foxborough, represented by the Sky Bible School float. Of course, sponsored by Chestnut Green. Or not. Hey, Rick, I always get worried when I see blue elephants wandering in front of me.
I don't see one.
Particularly in the morning. It's
I
a good
do
thing I
not
didn't
see
see one today, because if I did, I'd start to wonder. But I didn't see one today, and you didn't either, huh?
Nope, I did not.
Rick, let me talk about some other things that are going on down while we wait for the Cran Terra Pipe Band. They're sponsored by Robert's Funeral Home. The division at the time had been looking for something to encourage participation. Hogan was adamant about the band, and so the tar pipes and drums came into existence. Father Barry, pastor of St. Rose of Lima, graciously allowed the basement of the rectory to be used for cantor practice. When the first sets of pipes began to arrive, however, the fledgling students were politely informed that other accommodations would be necessary. There were boisterous bus rides and rain-swept parades, with some pitfalls and a few sad times. The band has persevered. Terra Pipes and Drums has always remained faithful to the original concept to promote Irish culture and to provide an opportunity to learn and play the pipes or drums.
Here they come. Get ready. Outlawed tunes on outlawed pipes. Quote from Braveheart. I knew you'd want that.
Now we have Miss Foxborough, Miss
Norfolk County. Miss Foxborough, Norfolk County.
She has
Princess
three princesses.
Well, it's a princess program.
Emily, Taylor, and Madeline. And they're being driven by Sherry Tracy. Please visit them on the field and get your face painted.
Nice.
There you go, Rick, and you were wondering what you were going to do this afternoon.
Now I've got something to do instead of mowing the lawn. But right now, we're looking at Bob Stocks driving a 71 VW Bug.
And Rick?
Yes.
Ford Motor Company does
not make the
does
VW.
not make the
See,
VW.
I knew that one.
Yes.
I don't know a lot about cars, but I do know that.
If I knew all that you know, I'd know it all.
If only I could cheer up a little bit. Well, what do
I
you know?
I know how to get you to do that, Rick.
How?
I'm going to let you talk about Cheer Factor.
I'll tell you. They are an all-star cheering facility that trains many high school programs. They specialize in choreography, tumbling, stunting, and all-star cheer, as well as local squads. Cheer Factor services children of all abilities, including special needs. They have a goal this year to raise awareness of bullying and bullying prevention. With their Cheering for Solution program, they are located on East Belcher Road. The Cheer Factor. And what could be more cheerful than Foxborough Water and Sewer?
So this is Chic to Chic.
Chic to Chic.
It's great to see them. Of course, they have a very nice store located right on the Common in Foxborough. You can save 50 to 90% off of all your favorite brands.
Nice.
Of course, we can't tell you the brands, but if you were to come in, you'd be able to see them for yourself. So stop by Chic to Chic Consignment Boutique, located on the Common in Foxborough.
Normandy Farms.
The Daniels family, of course, making their appearance in this annual opportunity to see friends and to say hi.
Our friend Scott Daniels driving the John Deere.
Also,
nothing runs like a Deere.
And nothing runs like Scott Daniels whenever there's an opportunity to volunteer for Foxborough Cable Access. Yeah. And of course, following them is Jeff Bailey. Jeff is a candidate for State Senate.
Followed by a number of his supporters.
He's also a basketball coach. And,
is he?
I know that his kids are both attending college. His daughter, I believe, graduated, and they're doing very well. So it's good to see Jeff, and I wish him luck in his candidacy for State Senate. Rick, we now have, perhaps, Jeff Turbino driving his 2009 No, that's not an F-350. That's AJT Supplies, Rick.
You are really up on your...
I am quick as a turtle in mud.
Yeah.
And Rick?
Yes?
We now see the farming represented by tractors, old tractors, and that's one of the great things about this parade is that you see some things you don't expect.
I'm seeing a lot that I don't expect.
And that was a great time to mention that Dave Fizzler is the coordinator of the parade. He's a longtime Foxborough resident, great member of the Foxborough JCs, and every year he puts together not only our script, but the order of the parade. And he does such a great job with it, always keeps us on our toes, he knows we're paying attention. Now, Rick, you see that truck?
Yes? What is it?
That was probably an F-350.
Was that the F-350 with dualies driven by Gerald Turbino?
May have been, but I'm not going to tell you. But I'm going to tell you about the Waltham American Legion Band. Let's take a step back and listen to them, and then we'll say a bit about them after. the old gray mare, she ain't what she used
No,
to be,
she's
right?
not. She's
The Waltham
not.
American Legion Band was founded in 1946 by Dot Slammin Hill and her husband Joe, for whom the Waltham Legion Post is named. Following her husband's death, Dot became the director of the band and served in that position until her retirement in 1996, a champion baton twirler in her high school days. Dot performed at the front of the band throughout her 50 years of service. She and her band were famous throughout Massachusetts, which is located, Rick, in New England, and most of the 50 states, including Hawaii. Foreign travels for the band have included Ireland, England, and a famous parade to the Red Square in Moscow with Dot at the helm. Unfortunately, Dot passed away in September of 2004. It's great seeing the Waltham American Legion Band.
Now, what we just saw as well was the Ride for Life. Ride for Hope mission is to dedicate 100% of donations to Children's Hospital of Boston.
And of course, now we have...
Medulloblastima research.
Ah, yes, very important message, and I apologize for stepping on the line, because now we have the Knights of Columbus. St. Mary's Church bringing you a float, and the Knights of Columbus, a huge part of Foxborough life. Learn more about the Knights. Rick,
Yes,
Sean Bellotto is running for Congress. Did you know that?
I did not, but I do now, thanks to
Because-
his participation in the Founders Day Parade and the many signs they're carrying.
You know, it's great to not only have the parade, but also give everybody an opportunity to come out and see your friends, see your families, see our local leaders, and see folks who want to lead us.
I follow you.
I hope you'll follow me down to the Booth Playground after this parade so that we can enjoy the field activities.
Get our faces painted.
You know what? We should do that. However, at 12 o'clock, I know I'll see you because you're probably going to lay down $1 or $2 to throw some balls at me as I sit in the dunk tank. Willie Long, a scout and a junior at the Foxborough High School, is running a dunk tank this year to benefit invisible kids. It's a very serious project that I know that a lot of the high school kids are actively supporting, and it's great to see Willie take such a large project on. I'm happy to support him, and I hope you'll come down and
I certainly
throw down
will.
a couple dollars to support invisible kids.
Did you know that Supercuts, which is driving by right now, they're passing out pencils, frisbees, capons, and lollipops?
Are they still passing out those capons?
Sorry, must be a typo. They must be passing out coupons.
And it's great also to know that Gold's Gym is having a one-day sale. Now, I don't know what day that is, but they're having a one-day sale.
And what a great day it will be.
Whenever that day is. Rick, the committee to elect David L. Steinhoff has come to Foxborough to show off their candidate and remind you that it's important to vote.
Yep, and they got some great signs going.
They'll be holding a barbecue fundraiser today from 2 to 6
Wow.
at the home of Vic and Christine Lehman on Summer Street in Mansfield. They're accepting donations, but of course everybody here in Foxborough will be busy coming down to the Booth Playground.
There's
But
a
it's
supporter of both Steinhoff and Bailey.
It's great to see both the supporters of Bailey and Steinhoff coming out to our town. So speaking of the activities going on at the field, Rick, and while we wait for somebody to come up the street, probably Blaine Woodcock driving his 1968 Grand Torino.
Ooh.
It's a beautiful car, isn't it?
Yep.
Other things going on down at the field will be Doll Carriage Parade, of course, that's run by Kathy Brady, longtime volunteer, and Foxborough JC, as well as Founders Day Committee. The Doll Carriage Parade goes off at 1 o'clock this afternoon. It'll be at the Highland Rink, right at the Booth Playground. Also, the Foxborough Fire Department will be doing a smokehouse demonstration. All sorts of great things going on down at the Booth Playground, Rick. I hope people will join us.
I'll be right there by your side, but instead of throwing balls at the dunk tank, I may throw bricks.
Rick?
If I'm not mistaken. It's
They're
the
not
water,
very-
and finally the water and sewer department come.
They're represented by a dump truck, as well as all their other equipment. Of course, we had a great winter this year, but just 2 years ago, I had to get my driveway plowed. Foxborough Highway said they could do it, and so they bought this plow. Look at that monster.
That is some plow. Have I said that nothing runs like a Dia?
Of course, that John Deere is not built by the Ford Motor Company.
What's this?
This would be the sidewalk sweeper.
That's the sidewalk sweeper? What'll they think of next, Bob?
I don't know. They've not been talking to me for 7 or 8 years, so. And Rick Fasella Construction is here. Of course, locally owned business, and they're here for all your trash disposal needs.
Featuring Oscar the Grouch in his home barrel.
So while we have a slight pause in the action, we also have, and I know this is your absolute favorite activity, Rick, and
yes,
as we take a second
please
to watch
tell me what it is.
all the happy people walking around in the sunshine, we have the Cal Chip Bingo. I don't believe it's too late, or maybe it's late, but I don't believe it's too late to buy your deed and see where Bessie plops.
You can only hope that there are still deeds available.
I know that there are only 1,000, and that this has become a huge fan favorite of the folks down at the field.
Can you just return to that last sentence? There's 1,000 deeds?
I think there's 1,000 spots that Bessie could plop. Now, can you define what plop means?
I have no idea.
I know that Jim DeVellis, selectman for the town of Foxborough and a good friend, has long time been one of the officials who does the work to determine officially where Bessie plops. Now, I've not really spoken with Jim about how he makes his these determinations, but of course, it is very important that he get his nose down into the business of the work.
If you look at your screen, Bob, if I may interrupt, there is our new headquarters. Our new studio is just gone live. And as Bob mentioned earlier, there's an open house this afternoon.
That's right, Rick. From 3 o'clock to 5 o'clock, we encourage anybody who is in the town to stop by. There'll be beverages, snacks, and it's a great chance to see our beautiful newly constructed studio.
It is terrific.
And of course, we bring you all volunteer-driven programming, but Charlie Matheson and his weekly edition of Behind the Scenes, telling you everything going on in and around Foxborough and giving folks an opportunity to tell their story.
And once again, we all volunteer at Foxborough Cable Access, and we are always looking for new volunteers. Get your voice heard.
And now is a great time to come down and learn more about Foxborough Cable Access. And as all good volunteer opportunities come, and so they go, this last fire engine from the town of Walpole concludes this version of the Foxborough Founders Day Parade. Rick, 2012, it's a beautiful day, a beautiful parade, and I hope you'll join me down on the field for beautiful activities.
Strawberry shortcake.
Ah, you love the strawberry shortcake. And of course, tonight there'll be the fireworks. So if you haven't made your plans yet, come on down.
Fireworks are the best.
Bring your kids. This is something that can't be beat. On behalf of Rick Plasmati, I'm Bob Hickey, and all the Foxborough Cable Access volunteers, including the ones in the truck, Michael Weber, Executive Director, Paul Beck, our Director, folks on camera, and everybody behind the scenes. We wish you a wonderful Founders Day, and have a great one.
Have a great one. Thanks,
Take
Bob.
care, folks.